Hi guys, and welcome to the weekly general reading for Monday, January 11th. Now I want you guys to know that just because this goes up on Monday, January the 11th does not mean that you can't watch it at any other time, okay? If you found this video, then this is going to be your weekly general reading for the next 7 days, okay? This is timeless. It's just that I put them up every week so that those of you guys that follow along with me, my subscribers, can get one every week and basically know what's going on. So what we do with these weekly general readings is that we look at dynamics, themes, motifs, any kind of advice, and hopefully get some predictions for the next 7 days, okay? This one is the general one. On Fridays, I do post love ones as well. So it's going to be, so on Friday, I'll have a general love reading for you guys. So, and again, I'll do those every Fridays. They're going to be a lot shorter than my pick-a-card readings, just because, we're going real broad here. Okay, so I just wanted to let you guys know that as well. Anything you need to know about me is going to be in the description. That includes if you want to get private readings or anything like that. We've got the timestamps there and any other kind of information, okay? So that's where you can get all of that kinds of information. Don't like wasting your time, so let's go ahead and start with pile number 1, okay? So pile number 1 is the green butterfly. Pile number 2 is the white butterfly. Pile number 3 is the red butterfly. Pile number 4 is the purple butterfly. Pile number 5 is the pink butterfly, and pile number 6 is the blue butterfly. So if you have not made your decision yet, go ahead and pause the video so you can pick. Otherwise, we are going to start with the green butterfly. Alrighty. I hope you guys are having a good day so far, and hopefully you will find out that you're going to have a good week as well. All right. Okay. Just getting some of those out of the way. Hi, those of you who picked the green butterfly, here's your reading. All right, for the next 7 days, we've got foundation and achievements, okay? We've got the 7 of Cups. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, okay? And for the Lenormand, we've got the Bouquet, followed by the Tower, and then we have Detox. All right, so starting with the tarot, basically what we're getting here is that this week, the next 7 days is going to be a really good time for you guys to start setting goals and for you to start achieving goals, okay? So those of you who, like me, I like using a bullet journal. Those of you who like that kind of stuff, get out your spreadsheets, get out your bullet journals, your planners, whatever, and start coming up with some goals. If you don't have some already. Those of you who've been working towards a goal for a while, this would be a really good week to finish those goals, okay? Some of you guys, it's going to be a little bit more abstract, like you're building something together, and it's going to include your family, but I don't feel like that's going to be most of you. It's just, there, or that might just be just an additional thing that's going on in your life, just building. We've got a major arcana card, so this is going to be somewhat of a big week, or it's going to at least feel big. Maybe something new is going to be happening that's going to start, the rest of the year, for example. Maybe you're going to take on some kind of new task. Maybe something's going to just kind of drop in your lap this week. It's going to be a little bit different than usual. But there's going to be something about this week that feels a little bit different. And it's also going to, and again, with the Ace of Pentacles here, it's going to be new, okay? Most likely for most of you, it's going to be some kind of material thing, like some kind of material possession, probably a little bit of extra money, or you're going to be either making something that you can get use out of it. This could be like actually physically building something, or somebody's going to give you something. And let me tell you why I'm saying that, because not only do we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is generally thought of, it's thought of in a lot of ways, but I see it as a gift sometimes, somebody giving you a gift, but we also have the Bouquet, which in Lenormand can mean gift as well. So I'm taking that as a double meaning, like making sure, we've got the whole spread out here, and we've got 2 cards that means a gift. So you're probably going to receive something. I get the impression that for most of you, you're not going to see it coming. It's just going to be kind of It's going to be just kind of a new thing out of nowhere here. You're also going to find, especially if you're planning a lot of things this week, you're going to find that you're going to have a whole lot of options, okay? And you'll find that these options, you will have an extremely strong emotional attachment for some reason to these different options. So it might be a little bit difficult for you guys to make decisions this week. That's okay. I'm not getting that this is the week for you guys to make major decisions necessarily. It seems like this is the week for you to to become aware of the different like decisions, the different options that you have. That's the best way I can put it. That's what I'm being told here. So yeah, we've got a gift, and it's kind of it might be associated with a organization. This would be like a big corporation. It could be a church or some kind of place of worship. It could be the government, that kind of thing. But it's a gift that's related to that, or it's a gift that's related to being on your own. Sometimes I see the Tower and I think of somebody who's introverted, somebody who is, they build themselves up and they kind of stay away from the world. I mean, it's a little bit more negative of a connotation with introversion than, say, like the hermit. But this is either going to help you become more self-sufficient, or it's going to be something that comes from an organization, okay? And I do want to mention that the organization that I'm getting is not the same as organizing goals, okay? Just wanted to kind of clarify that. And then we've got detox. For me, I'm actually getting that this is more about eating healthier this week than it is necessarily about like a literal detox, although it could be, but for most of you, it's going to be about just watching what you eat. And the only reason I'm saying that, and again, I'm not a nutritionist, so I just want to make sure, this is just what I'm getting from the cards, is that what you eat is going to be affecting your mood just a little bit more this week than normal. So if you approach this week with the idea that, what you're going to eat is going to be affecting you a lot, and then you can kind of make some healthy decisions, let's say, so that you can kind of prepare for that. It's just, it feels basically like if you were to get fast food this week, it might make you feel kind of like yucky afterwards and that kind of thing. This could be as simple as drinking extra water and that kind of stuff. All right, guys, so you've got a lot of you've got a lot of good things going on this week. I'm not seeing anything major other than just that you've got so much around you, and it is attached to your emotions, as far as the options here, that it's going to be kind of difficult to make decisions. Most of you guys aren't going to feel that pressure or need to make a major decision this week anyway. So, all right. Hope you guys liked the reading. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. All right, hi, those of you who picked the white butterfly, here is your reading. Okay, so we have memories of love, okay, success, the Ace of Cups, wow. We have the, Eight of Wands, the Snake, the Fox, and Reclaim Your Art, okay. All right, so you guys, those of you who picked this pile, you've got a little bit of everything this week, okay? First thing is that you are going to be noticing that you're feeling a lot of, it's almost like you're going to be feeling a little bit more emotional this week than normal, okay? However, it's connected to the theme of loss and then replacing the old with the new, okay? It's almost like you're kind of going through a mini grieving process. It's not a major one, a mini grieving process for something else. But then you're also, while simultaneously grieving for that, you're also celebrating something new, okay? So kind of keep that in mind. I'm not seeing anything really big going on for you this week, so it might feel a little underwhelming, okay? that's fine. You know, sometimes we don't need for our weeks to be that overwhelming, right? You will notice that if you do take on some new things this week, or if you set out to do something, you're more likely to be successful this week than, say, maybe any other one. So kind of keep that in mind when you're kind of thinking like, should I take this risk or not, and that kind of stuff. I'm not telling you to do anything super risky. I'm just saying, you know, just understand that success is definitely going on for you. With Ace of Cups, you know, I just want to kind of mention, this is where I'm getting the new emotions, okay? You might notice that you're feeling a little overwhelmed emotionally, okay? I think that's kind of funny because I said that this week might be underwhelming, but emotionally it might feel a little bit much at times, okay? That's where this reclaim your art advice comes in. Find a way to get it out in a abstract way rather than necessarily in a direct way. Now, the only difference with that and, like, say, you know, getting it out, like what I'm saying is, like, maybe through music, through art, maybe those who write, you can write a creative story about it, but it just feels like you're getting your emotions out, or the best way to handle your emotions this week is through creative endeavor, not necessarily by talking about it so much with another person, that kind of stuff. It feels like a very big self-discovery. This is the only thing that I'm getting that's kind of negative. It's just that we've got somebody in your life that maybe you feel a little bit like, this would be somebody you already know is somebody you're kind of on guard about, or somebody that you're just, it's just kind of like one of those, it's almost like a character that comes up every so often. It's like, you got to deal with it, or maybe a little thorn in your side, that kind of thing. You know, I mean, it's going to be very clear when this person comes up this week that they're bad news, and it might feel a little, it's like they're going to try to manipulate you, or going to try to hurt you, or whatever. What I'm getting about this, though, is that it's not going to be anything lasting or anything substantial. It's just like, it's just like somebody, it reminds me on the playground, like a little boy going over and pulling a girl's pigtail and then running away. It's like that. It's like somebody's going to come over to you this week sometime and just poke you, and it's going to be like, ooh, owie, and then that's it. Okay, but it's really important for you to know that, because some of you might, if you didn't know that, some of you might think that it's a bigger deal than it is, or that maybe you should really watch out and that kind of stuff. It's just somebody getting out their aggression, their own issues, and they don't know how to express it any better than what they're doing. So it's unfortunate, but you know, that happens. It's not going to be something that's going to be a major problem for you, okay? It's going to be irritating. You will notice that there are going to be times this week that you're going to want to kind of rush through things. That's fine, because we've got also the success here, okay? But do stay aware that other people might not appreciate you kind of rushing through things. So, for example, if you're doing this at work, or if you're doing it in school, you might want to just go ahead and tell your boss or your teacher, or, you know, whoever it's, you know, just apply it to your situation. Just let them know that maybe you didn't have as much time to do that, or whatever, you know, if that's appropriate. Just so they know, you know, that you're just kind of trying to get things done. This also comes up when it's like you got to meet a deadline, and either maybe you're procrastinating, or you just don't have enough time, and it's like you just got to do something quick. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. I don't see it as being a problem, though. You know, again, because it's coupled with this success thing. So if it's any week to procrastinate or to rush through things, it'll be this one, because, you know, you've got a lot of success going on. Really, get in touch with creative endeavor. It seems like that's going to be a point of relief for you this week. Okay, guys? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your reading. All right. Hi. Those of you who picked the red butterfly, here is your reading. We've got Destiny, Judgment. Oh my goodness. The Two of Cups, the Hierophant. We've got the Ship, followed by the fish, and then we've got You Are Not Afraid. Wow. Okay, so we've got 3 major arcana cards. This is a non-traditional tarot, but this is one of the major arcana cards. This would be the same as a Wheel of Fortune, so you know. It reads a little bit different though. But let's go ahead and just start with this one. So we've got Judgment, the Hierophant, and the Two of Cups. So what I'm getting here is that this week is going to have 2 major themes. One of it is going to be love, okay? This obviously, it is a general reading, but you guys have a lot of, love or making some kind of contract with another person. It could be business or a friendship, but it feels more like it's a love relationship, okay? And money, okay? Because we've got the fish and it talks about wealth and that kind of stuff. With all of the water that I'm seeing here, especially with the ship, and all of that, this might be something where you're going to travel this week, even if it's a small distance. There might be some travel for some of you guys. Otherwise, you might be dealing with people that are either overseas or just over a great distance, that kind of thing. It could be that you're also, another thing is that it could be that you're dealing with people who are a little bit more sensitive emotionally than what you're used to. And so this would be, like, just as an example, I'm not saying that this is exactly what's going to happen or anything, but an example would be if you're a therapist and this is the week that you're going to volunteer to do work with a group of people that are really in need, for example, working with the prison population or working with a group of children, that kind of thing, in addition to your normal clients, that kind of thing. So that's what I mean when I say that. So yeah, the Judgment thing is we're going to be feeling really called to do something, okay? In fact, with this distance and everything, it might even feel like you're called to enter a different vocation this week, So that might be something that pulls on you. My advice to that is I'm being told the call is not the need. I'm sorry. The need is not the call. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Sorry, I mixed it up. But it's like just because there's a need for something to happen doesn't mean that you're the one that's supposed to do that. I know people who, especially empaths, who see these humanitarian problems in all these different areas, feel like they need to do something about it. It's like I need to fix this. It's so sad and all of that. And they'll feel so strongly about it that it'll feel like they're being called to fix it. Just know that the call to do something meaningful with your life will suit your skills. It will be something that you will feel very capable in. However, with the Hierophant, we also see that you have access to a lot of knowledge too. So you might be one of those people that has a lot of different skill sets, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. But it's like something's going to pull on you. It could be a relationship. I really feel like it's some kind of vocational thing though. So that would be career, school, maybe even a creative endeavor type thing, that kind of thing. But yeah, you're going to learn a lot this week. This might be a week where you take on a new subject to learn. It might be, thinking about what time it is right now, it might be a week where you either go back to school or you start studying something again. And it'll be a week where it feels mutual though. It feels like while you're being instructed and you're doing the studying and you're learning, there's also some things that you're going to be able to teach other people as well. Okay, so it's kind of interesting that way. And then again with the Two of Cups, that's really, really great for relationships. You're gonna find that when you're interacting with people, they're going to be a little bit more agreeable than usual. It's going to be easier for you to get contracts done and things like that. Those of you who are in situations where you have to basically make deals in your work, for example, real estate or making a sale, that kind of stuff, you're going to find that people are going to be a lot more agreeable in that case, okay? So if you've got like some kind of quota you need to make or something like that, it's going to happen this week, okay? People are going to be very easy to talk to. You might want to take advantage of this if there's somebody that you've been wanting to talk to about something kind of major. and all of that kind of stuff, right? With the Wheel of Fortune, that's just letting us know that right now, some of those things that you've been kind of waiting for the divine timing to happen is going to start happening this week. You're going to get some indications of that, okay? Again, very big week with all of these major arcana cards. So the ship typically is talking about slow movement, okay? And it's also talking about, sometimes it can represent like a longing for something because it's like a long trip, right? And then we've got money, okay? Given the rest of the cards, because we have to read it in context, I feel like this abundance here is coming from, it's like you've been waiting for a long time for something and then it's going to come. It's like this week, you're going to get something and it's going to be very positive. It might not be literal money. The fish represent money. It might just be some kind of abundance that you're getting. But I feel that for most of you, it's going to be money. This could be related to starting school, for example. Those of you in university might have grants coming or something like that. So it could be something kind of small like that, or when I say small, I just mean like nothing unexpected, right? Or it could be something unexpected. It might be a little bit of a raise, that kind of thing. But you guys are going to be feeling blessed by the end of the week, okay? And then we've got You're Not Afraid. This is interesting because this is your advice card, and the advice typically is dealing with things to while you're going through your week, keep this in mind. But it's like this is saying while you're feeling so strong right now, you can face some things that maybe seemed a little bit less comfortable to face in other weeks, okay? So this is going to be a really good week to kind of, if you're the kind of person that likes to do this, do some self-exploration. Maybe talk to somebody who might be a little bit more difficult to talk to than usual and that kind of stuff, because you're going to be feeling very courageous. The only thing that can be kind of negative about this is that you can kind of get in trouble if you start... if you start taking on all sorts of things, you can get a little overwhelmed, but I don't feel like that's going to be an issue. The bottom line here for those of you guys who pick this pile is it's going to be a big week, okay? And so just be aware of that, it'll be interesting next week to see if you're still going to continue to have big weeks or if you're going to get a little bit of a rest next week. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you, each and every one of you, and I hope you have a good week. All right. Hi, those of you who picked the purple butterfly, here is your reading. We've got awareness, we've got the devil, okay, we've got the Three of Wands, and we've got the Queen of Swords. Okay, we've got the coffin, and then we've got the sun. Then we have give yourself the best. Okay, yeah. So this is going to be a time for you where you're going to really need to be taking care of yourself, okay? I feel like anything that happens this week, you're going to be able to see it coming, okay? So it's not like this is going to be basically no surprises. But that's kind of a good thing because I don't feel like you're going to be caught unawares, basically. We've got awareness here. You're also going to be able to make a lot of things happen, okay? That's an important aspect of this card. It's number one in the major arcana. It is the same as the Magician, but in this deck, it's not called the Magician, so we do have to read it in the context of the deck. We do have the devil. That's just a warning to excess, okay? We see this woman with an excessive hat on, looking at an excessive cake, So yes, give yourself the best, but don't overdo it too much. Also understand that if you feel kind of stuck in a situation here, and this is something that's kind of like the beauty of the devil to me, is if you look close enough, you'll notice that these people, those chains around their neck, they're not actually that tight. They can get out of them themselves, okay? So if you feel like you're stuck in a situation this week, understand that you have the ability to remove yourself from that situation, okay? what I'm getting, though, is that you might not actually feel like removing yourself from that situation, but just know that there is an out, okay? You're gonna be thinking a lot about getting from point A to point B, especially when it comes to your skills, okay? You're going to be wanting to learn something new, do something new. It might be that you want to immerse yourself in a different culture, but I feel like it's a lot more on the mental plane where you're going to want to educate yourself about things, okay? It's a good time to do that because you're receptive both with your heart and your head with the Queen of Swords here. And because you're receptive with both of those, then you'll be able to learn at a very like a big capacity. You have a large capacity for learning. You'll be able to retain it and that kind of stuff. So if there's something that you've been wanting to learn, whether it's just how to program a computer, or you're taking on a new language, or just I want to learn how to paint my bedroom, no matter how big or small it is, this would be a good time to do that. Interesting. We've got something this is not related to the rest of the stuff. This is like a happy ending. Okay. So it's like, there is going to definitely be something that's going to be closed to you this week. Okay. But it's going to be a good thing that's going to be close to you. So what that would look like is maybe, an ending to suffering, an ending to problems, an ending to maybe you've had some issues and you're finally and they're finally over. They're taken care of. You're going to be feeling really positive about this. This is something that's like kind of a long time coming. So do keep in mind, sometimes people see the devil and they kind of get nervous, like, oh, am I going to have a bad week? That kind of thing. The sun showing up, even though we're not talking about Lenormand here, this is a Lenormand deck, the sun showing up, it casts the happiness and success over all the cards in the spread, okay? So this is going to be a good week, even though we've got the kind of excess nervousness here. But yeah, it's going to definitely leave you feeling much better than before, okay? Because these two cards kind of seem like counterintuitive together, I would be very interested if you guys want to leave a comment about what this is in your life, when this happens this week, because it's just an interesting combination. So yeah, it's going to be like a happy ending. Something's going to end, but it's going to be good. And then give yourself the best. I just want to kind of revisit this card just because it's like, take care of yourself this week. I'm not getting any specific area to take care of yourself in. I'm just getting that, make sure every day that you're doing something that helps you relax, or that helps you give you more energy. Okay. Some people get more energy by relaxing and kind of like, zoning out on the couch and watching TV or reading a book. Some people, it's like, taking a nature walk or exercising, just whatever your thing is, make sure you're doing it this week, because it'll just kind of boost your spirits. It'll make the week a little bit better. Not anything negative though this week at all. Sometimes people look at endings and they think that that's negative, and I just don't feel like this is a bad ending at all. It can't be. I just feel really strongly that it's not going to be, because we've got the sun here. So yeah, you guys have a little bit of everything. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, and of course I hope you have a wonderful week. All right. Hi, those of you who picked the pink butterfly, here is your reading. We have Passion Ignited. Ooh. We've got the Page of Swords, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we've got the Moon. Okay, so we have the dog, followed by the writer, and Seek an Expert. Okay, guys, this kind of, just looking at these cards makes me feel a little excited. So it seems like your week is going to be kind of exciting for you, with this Passion Ignited, it feels good. It feels positive and all of that. And I think it's going to help you with the realm of, any kind of endeavor involving like your third eye, or your, in your intuition, I feel like that's going to be really on this week. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind. But yeah, I just feel like there's going to be something that just really, that you get really excited about, and it might not necessarily always be a positive excitement. It might not necessarily be like, oh, I'm feeling so interested or so engaged or so excited. It might be something more like getting kind of mad about something, getting kind of riled up. But understand, when people are mad, things happen, really, really important things. Some of the most important things that have happened in this world happened because somebody got mad and they decided to change it. All right. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay. If you're one of the people that's going to feel kind of riled up in a more negative way, or, what we call negative. We've got a lot of communication this week, okay? Because we've got the writer. The writer talks about quick communication. We've got the Page of Swords. We talk about, which talks about kind of, it can be sometimes indicative of small talk and that kind of stuff. But it's more like, I feel like somebody's going to be kind of maybe struggling a little bit to talk to you, but they do want to talk to you, okay? But let's just go ahead and we've got this in mind, but let's just go ahead and focus on the tarot here. Okay, so we've got the Page of Swords. Again, somebody's going to trying to get a hold of you. You're going to also be kind of talking to other people about the beginning of ideas. Okay, so if you especially at work or at school, if you've got some kind of situation where you're starting something new, these new ideas, you're gonna start actually, that's a good word, actualizing the ideas. Okay, they're gonna start to take some form. Which is going to be great because it's going to help you understand whatever it is that is basically going to be preoccupied, like you're going to be preoccupied, okay, about in your mind. And then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. This is just kind of like letting you know that you're going to be able to enjoy having a little bit of like more wiggle room when it comes to finances. And typically when I see a coin, I'm very I'm kind of nervous to say that it's just monetary, but in this case, getting a very clear indication, this is monetary security, okay? So if you've been feeling insecure, okay, in that area, there's going to be something happening this week that's going to at least help you feel more secure. It might even just be the acknowledgement that, it might just be the acknowledgement that you have a plan for this kind of thing in the future, that kind of thing. All right, we've got the moon. When I look at the moon and passion ignited, it's like I get intuition on top of intuition, okay? The moon does stand for, typically, it's a major symbol for so many things, so I have to acknowledge that. But what I'm getting from this is that we're talking about women's intuition, okay? I understand that not all viewers may be women, but it's like you're more receptive, you're more open to your own intuition, your own intuitive experiences. This is going to be for you personally, so even for the men, and you know, I just want to be clear that I'm very sensitive to the gender fluidity, okay? So regardless of your gender, you are going to be very connected to feminine energy this week, okay? And that's going to kind of boost your intuition, okay? So we've got I'm sorry. I just feel like maybe I might have some people who are real sensitive that are watching this, and I just want to also say, I'm not saying that women are the only people who can be intuitive. I just want to say that because I really want to make sure I'm clear. I don't want to sound, I don't know. I don't want to sound the way that I think I might. Just wanted to clarify. But yeah, so with the moon, we've got that. But we also have, you know, sometimes it's like, sometimes we think, okay, well, we're feeling more intuitive. That's great. And it is, it's awesome. It's a wonderful thing. It's something that I use in my job, and I love it. However, sometimes the moon indicates intuition because there is something behind the veil there that you can't perceive unless you perceive it with your intuition, okay? So some of you might start feeling not in the paranoid or clinical definition. You might feel a little suspicious or a little bit, that there's something not right about that particular situation. And it's like you'll just get this kind of feeling like there's something more going on. Don't ignore those feelings this week at least, okay? And again, this isn't clinical. This isn't like clinical paranoia or anything like that. It's just you might feel a little suspicious. And just don't ignore it, you know. I do have to say, though, because there isn't any kind of definite, there's no definite, like, tangible thing that's showing me that you're going to find that in the physical world. Keep an open mind about it. Just know that you're much more receptive, okay? Real important thing here. We've got a friend that wants to communicate with you really quickly, okay? For some of you, the friend is going to be in a romantic interest that is somebody came in the room. It was my sweet daughter, but okay. For some of you, it's going to be like a romantic interest that is... it's like they're kind of on that line between, I don't know if they're my friend or if there's something more. So I just wanted to kind of acknowledge that. But you're going to have a very close friend that needs to get a hold of you real quickly. That communication might be a little weird, but if you're looking for communication from somebody maybe that you haven't heard from, or communication from a friend, you'll be getting that. For other people that it's not a big major thing for you guys, it's going to be more like you're going to get a lot of small messages from lots of people, okay? And these are all people that you can nurture into becoming your friends. And I say that because as from the introverted perspective, because I am introverted, sometimes I will be on social media, say, or something like that, and I'll get a whole bunch of messages, and people want to interact with me a lot more than maybe I'm comfortable with. And so it's good to know. It would be good for me to know in advance that, oh, okay, a lot of people are going to be sending me messages this week, you know, that kind of thing, because it can get a little overwhelming sometimes for those of us who have a lower energy to spend on other people when it comes to just socializing in general. So we've also got this seek an expert. It's interesting because I don't even feel like there's going to be a specific area of your life, you know, like when I think about experts, one of the first things I personally think about, this is not intuitive, this is just, you know, word association. One of the things that I think about is seeking an expert about medicine, okay? Some people might look at that and be like, oh, seek an expert about the law, or seek an expert about my job, or, you know, or whatever. Just know that you're going to find something happening this week that if you look for expert advice in it, even if it's in your field, okay? So my field is psychology and depth psychology, right? I might reach a point in my week as I'm going through my work week and be like, man, I'm pretty certain that this is what this means, but I'm not quite certain. Seeking an expert means that I would talk to somebody who's been in the field longer, or somebody who is even more focused in on that particular subject than I am, that kind of thing. So seeking an expert is just saying sometime you might want to tap into someone who might know a little bit more than you. What's interesting about this, though, is that I'm not getting that it's going to be necessarily anything you're going to have to read like through a blog or through something like that. I feel like it's actually a little bit more personal, like you're going to know this expert and you're going to actually interact with them in person. So some of you might find yourself in the office of an expert, right? and that might be another way of seeking an expert. So if you've been putting off maybe a doctor's appointment, if you've been putting off seeking advice from somebody, to kind of resolve something, this would be the time to look for that. Okay. Alrighty. So hopefully you enjoyed your reading. Understand this is just the next 7 days, okay? And I hope, regardless of what you got from this reading, that you have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Hi, those of you who picked the blue butterfly, here we go. We've got moving on, okay? We have the Chariot. Okay, I can see why you'd want to move on, because we also have the Ten of Swords. We have the Five of Wands. We've got the Mountain. We've got the Key. And we've got let go and flow. Okay, so we've got a lot of letting go here. Okay, major theme is going to be letting go. For some of you, just honestly, for some of you, this is going to be a challenge, okay? And it might even though this week would definitely be a good week to do it, it might just be one of those situations where you're like, well, I just don't wanna, and that's okay. I'm just saying that according to all of these cards, now would be a good time to do that, okay? So yeah, you might feel like, you know what, I'm done. I am done with this. I have exhausted every single resource I have with it. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of fighting within myself. I'm tired of I get this feeling that you might be feeling like you're being belittled some way, or maybe bullied or kind of pushed around, or it might even be coming from your own self, that you're bullying yourself. And oftentimes our own inner critic is a lot worse than what other people could say about us. But I just feel like you're just done in a situation. It's most likely something outside of yourself, but for some of you, it'll be inside. And it's like, it's time to move on. It's time to just get out of that darkness and come into the light and start seeing things from a more positive perspective, because that's really what it is. No matter what situation you're in that might be causing some of this conflict and this kind of feeling of just yuckiness, even if you don't like it and you're just like, well, I don't want to, that it's not healthy for you. That it's not, there's something that maybe initially you were getting out of it that was good, but you're just not getting that anymore. And it just feels like you've got to move on so that you can get something better, because you deserve something better. Okay, how do you do this? Because you reach a point where not only emotionally do you feel like, okay, I've got to purge this emotionally, I've got to move on with my emotions, but you're also going to be feeling in your mind, you're going to be like, I don't want to think about this anymore. I'm just done. I don't want to have to problem solve with this. I don't want to have to put in any more mental effort in order to get through this. And so you're going to be moving forward, and it's going to feel so light. For those of you who do, it's going to feel so light to move forward, and you're just going to find all of a sudden, just bam, 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 you're gonna run into all of this great fortuitous events that are going to be really uplifting you. So, I feel like this is going to be a very personal decision. And I'm almost feeling like for this week, I'm just letting you know that this is a time where you have a very good out from the situation. But I feel like a lot of you guys, maybe not most, but a lot of you guys are going to be like, you know what, I'm going to stick with it even though. But for those of you who don't, for those of you who do decide to move on and do decide to move forward, you are going to immediately get a whole bunch of benefits from that. And it will be immediate, like within this week, okay? The let go and flow is just that's just a really good way of describing exactly what's going to happen. You let go, and then you get into this flow state because you're not taxing yourself so much. The emotional taxing and the mental taxing that you've been dealing with. I also feel like there's something about the situations kind of blocking you from being able to get what you want. I see this sometimes when people are in situations like, let's say they're in marriages where, because of the dynamics between them and their spouse, they're unable to explore some aspect of themselves that would be really, really great for them. Okay. I'm not saying to leave your marriage if you're married. Okay. This is just an example, but it's like, it feels like there's something about the situation that's blocking you from getting to a more positive place. Just know that as soon as you move that block, and it's in your ability to move, okay? I'm not talking about this being, a problem that you have to overcome. This is a problem that you can move through, okay? But once you get there, the key describes when you finally get the answer to something you've been looking for, or when you finally receive that final maybe piece of the puzzle that's going to make the picture clear. It's like this week you have the ability to get the answers that you've been seeking for a really long time. It's just you've got to do something a little difficult in order to get there, and that is that you've got to move on. You've got to let go of something. It kind of, think about it. This is what I do, and I've actually had this energy in my life recently, so I have a lot of empathy for those of you who are watching this. Understand that just because you move away from something, that you're not necessarily losing. It's not a net loss. What usually happens, and this is kind of like one of those laws of the universe, is that when you get rid of the things that no longer serve you, then the things that can serve you start coming in. You have to get rid of the old in order to receive new, and you are overdue for some new stuff. So this is going to be, it's like, it feels like this is just going to be kind of like the major, the major decider this week, whether or not you're going to stay or go. This could be any situation, okay? This is general. This doesn't necessarily mean it has to be love. It doesn't have to be career. It doesn't have to be, it's just whatever is personal to you. But I just get this really strong attachment to whatever it is that it is. So it is going to be difficult. Hopefully your week next week is going to be a whole lot better. But again, remember, if you do this, things will get better this week, so kind of keep that in mind. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and regardless of what the cards say, I hope that you do have a really wonderful week. I appreciate you guys so much, and I really thank you for watching. All right, so thank you for watching to the end of this video and checking out the news. It's pretty much more of the same, and that is, we've got this week is the launch of the 2021 schedule for the rest of the year. Okay, so we've got, on every Monday, we're going to do a weekly general reading, which is going to be exactly like this. If you like this reading and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, because we're going to be doing this every single week. Okay. And in addition to that, every Friday, we're going to be doing a weekly general love reading. So if you prefer readings that are more geared towards love, we've got that coming too, and it'll be every Friday. So again, you might want to subscribe so you don't miss one of those. I am going to be putting these in a playlist so that if you miss a week, you can catch up, or if you just to have, basically, so that, at the point where you've got 7 days and it's covered, and you reach that point, you can always just go on to the next video, because these are timeless. I just post them every week for those of you guys that watch every week. Okay, so we've got the Monday and the Friday weekly readings. Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to be the pick a card readings. Those are going to be a little bit more long-winded. I have had some people complain recently about my particular style of reading. I'm not going to apologize for that because it's just the way that I work, okay? But yes, sometimes I ramble, sometimes I'm long-winded, sometimes I struggle for words and all of that. It's just the way that guidance comes to me. And so, if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm sorry that if you don't like it, but I'm not sorry that that's the way I do it, because that's the way it's the most accurate. Okay, guys. So, and I want to be honest and accurate with you guys. It's just bad business to give a false reading, right? So I'm putting my everything into this. I'm not just gonna just glance at the cards and say 2 or 3 things and have it end. Okay. I mean, I want to be able to give some very real guidance to you guys. So, and just keep that in mind, but Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to be the days where I'm going to be picking I'm going to be posting those longer pick a card readings. Wednesdays and Saturdays are going to be the days for any kind of bonus content. This would be meditations. It'll be like maybe card flip throughs for any kind of new cards and that kind of stuff. And as always, you can always order a reading with me if you would like a private reading. I have all sorts of different kinds of packages. Just know that each week the readings are limited. So basically it's a first come first serve. Okay, the turnaround is within a week. Okay, you can order a rush reading that the turnaround will be 2 days, but you might want to send me an email first before you do that, because I might be able to get that reading to you quicker without you having to pay that extra money. Okay, so I just want to let you know that, just really looking forward to this whole thing. I'm just so thankful and so glad that I am back on the channel, that my channel's active now. It's really great reconnecting with all of you guys that have been with me since the beginning, and it's really great getting to know some of you, some of the new people. I wanted to let you guys know that I personally am reading every single comment. I might not be able to respond to all of them, but I do read them. I see them, okay? And they mean a lot to me, okay? So if you need to communicate with me and you don't want to send an email, just go ahead and leave a comment. As always, I do appreciate, obviously, when people like and they subscribe and they share, but please don't feel pressured, okay? If you don't want to do that, don't do it, okay? But just know that that does tell YouTube that I give quality content out, and it lets other people know about this, because, it might be helpful for some people. That said, thank you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow with a pick a card reading.